Every week we find new ways to get healthy. Joining us today is Micaela Prochazka from Portneuf Health Trust and Healthy City USA. Now you have a class coming up, and this is something you kind of do regularly, but it's kind of an introductory class for people who, and I don't want to say need to learn how to eat, but could use some helpful tips on how to eat and eat healthy.
Yeah, so each of the classes that we've done, it's just kind of giving the people what they want is kind of what we say, but people do have trouble with meal planning, and people do have trouble once they're newly diagnosed with diabetes that we bring in a diabetes class.
Yeah, and it's one thing to help educate and learn how to eat, because a lot of us have our own routines on what we like to eat, and usually for me it involves something with a giant sneeze guard on it, and I tend to take a little bit more than, you know, it's like, well, I want to get my money's worth.
Oh yeah, your eyes are hungry.
But also, like when you say, when somebody gets diagnosed and you get the word diabetes, things need to change, don't they?
Oh yeah, it's a serious diagnosis. That's something that you need to take in consideration when you do get a diagnosis like that, is your nutrition. It is absolutely crazy how much your nutrition affects your everyday life.
And so you're going to learn things about portion sizes, you're going to learn about the colors and how colors are important in eating, and also how your mind works with this too, because we think eating, we think it's just a digestion or dietary issue.
Right.
But your mind, your brain has a lot to do with it, doesn't it?
Yes, so it's so funny. It's the relationship between your mind and your body reacts to what you put in it. So that's why we kind of figured, starting off 2023, starting off January, we're going to do a mindset to make a change nutrition class. And so that's going to be this Wednesday. But it's just your approach to food, because some people just don't have the best approach to food. They didn't learn growing up. So this is kind of something, hopefully we can build some building blocks for some folks for having the right approach to food.
And so we're talking about food, but we're also talking about activities too, and simple things we can do can make a big difference.
Right, just exercising 30 minutes a day, or 5 out of the 7 days of the week, just going for a walk around the block, that's all that we really are asking for. And like Dr. Fowler said last week, a body in motion stays in motion. So if you don't want to be spending a ton of money on hospital bills down the road, just go for a walk every day.
Yeah.
That's all we're looking for.
And one thing that's pretty fun too, he didn't touch on this last week, but I've been reading and doing some interesting studies. It's called the commercial workout game. So if you're sitting and watching TV, a commercial comes on. During the commercial break, you do some arm raises, you do some leg lifts, and then you maybe stand up 4 or 5 times. And then when your program comes on, go back and watch your program.
That's exactly it. That's all we're asking.
All right, Micaela, thank you so much for joining us today. And if you'd like more information, you can go to Healthy City USA on Facebook.